Hello students, we are going to start with the MSc Final Years Paper 8th Microwave Electronics Section B with the topic Reed Diode. Now let us to know about the Reed Diode. It was the first proposed avalanche diode. It was the first proposed avalanche diode proposed by Reed in 1958, but the first experimental Reed diode was reported by Lee in 1965. It is a avalanche transit time device. It is a avalanche transit time device which uses carrier impact ionization and drift in the high field region of a semiconductor junction to produce a negative resistance at microwave frequencies. The structure of the Reed diode is an N plus P I P plus semiconductor structure, where N represent N-type semiconductor, P represent P-type semiconductor, I represent intrinsic semiconductor, and plus sign denotes very high doping. We can see here in this picture. This is the structure of a Reed diode. Here is the N plus highly doped N-type silicon semiconductor, and this is the P-type semiconductor, and this is I intrinsic semiconductor, and this is the heavily doped P-type semiconductor. So this is the structure of the Reed diode. A Reed diode essentially consists two regions. One is the high field region or avalanche region. Second one is the drift region. So in this figure we can see this thin P region is called the avalanche region because avalanche multiplication is occur in this region. That's why called avalanche region, and this region is called the drift region or intrinsic region because here the generated holes due to very high field drift through this region and reach to the P plus region. That's why we called it drift region, because the generated holes drift through this region. That's why it is called the drift region. Other regions are space charge region and inactive region. Space charge region and inactive region. The region between N plus P junction and IP plus junction is called the space charge region, and this P plus region is called the inactive region because this is not as much active as other regions are active. That's why it is called the inactive region. So in this Reed diode, the structure of the Reed diode and the different regions can be see here. Now The field distribution of this Reed diode can be seen in the figure B. Here we see at the N plus P junction, field is very high. This N plus P junction field is very high, and when we move to the P region to the I region, this field is decreases up to P region, and then it is a constant. This field is constant in the I region and becomes zero at the starting point of P plus region. Here in this figure, these plus at the junction of N plus P, at side of N plus, these plus represents the fixed charges, or we can say ions. So at the N plus P junction, N plus side, there are the positive ions, and at side of P there are the negative ions. And at the junction of IP plus, P plus side are the negative fixed ions. So this is the electric field distribution in the Reed diode. In the figure C, the doping profile of a Reed diode is shown. We can see here at the N plus side, the impurity concentration is 10 raised to the power 20 impurities per centimeter cube. This doping is very high, that's why this is the N plus region. And in the P region, doping concentration is 5 into 10 raised to the power 16 per centimeter cube. And in the intrinsic region, doping is 10 raised to the power 13 per atoms per centimeter cube, while in P plus region it is also heavily doped region. So that's why doping concentration is 10 raised to the power 20 per centimeter cube. So this is the doping profile of a Reed diode. Now comes how a Reed diode behaves as an oscillator. The Reed diode oscillator consists of an N plus P IP plus diode in reverse bias. This Reed diode is used in reverse biased and mounted in a microwave cavity. When the inductive impedance of the cavity is matched to the capacitive impedance of the diode, it forms a resonant circuit and behaves as an oscillator. This device can produce a negative AC resistance. This device can produce a negative AC resistance, in turn delivers power from DC bias to the oscillations. So this is how a Reed diode behaves as an oscillator. Now comes to the avalanche multiplication process. How a avalanche multiplication process occurs in the Reed diode. When we apply reverse bias to the Reed diode, at the voltage when given to the Reed diode above the breakdown voltage, the space charge region extended and high field occur at the N plus P junction. When this Reed diode given to the reverse bias and when the applied voltage is above the breakdown voltage, this space charge region extended and high field occurs at N plus P junction. At this junction, a very high field occurs. And the field that occurs at the N plus P junction is the order of 100 kilovolt per centimeter. 100 kilovolt per centimeter. It is so much high, so that holes moving in the high field near N plus P junction acquire enough energy to knock the valence electron into the conduction band. Thus, electron-hole pair produced. When the holes acquire enough energy from this high field, these holes knock the valence electrons into the conduction band, and electron-hole pair produced. The rate of pair production of electron-hole pair becomes avalanche and avalanche multiplication. This avalanche multiplication is non-linear function of the field, and field depends on the doping. So this pair production process becomes avalanche multiplicative and non-linear function of the field. The generated electrons move into the N plus region. At this junction, electron-hole pairs are generated. The electron moves to the N plus region and the holes move to the P plus region, and there is a constant field in this I region, so these holes are drifted to the P plus region. With a constant velocity, as the field is the constant, with the constant velocity Vd, drift velocity we can say is about 10 raised to the power centimeter per second for silicon. If the length of the I region is capital L and the time taken by the holes in transversing the I region is tau, means if the transit time is the tau, then tau can be given by tau equals to L over Vd, where L is the length of the I region and Vd is the drift velocity. We can, in this avalanche multiplication process, if capital M represent the avalanche multiplication factor, then M can be given by M equals to 1 over 1 minus V over V whole raised to the power n, where V is the applied voltage, we represent the applied voltage, and V in suffix small b represent the avalanche breakdown voltage, and small n is the factor, numerical factor, which depends on the semiconductor type material and doping of p plus n or n plus p junction. For the silicon, its value is in between 3 to 6. Its value is in between 3 to 6. The breakdown voltage is given by amplitude of breakdown voltage V suffix V equals to rho n multiplied with mu n multiplied with epsilon s multiplied with square of amplitude of E maximum divided by 2. This expression gives the amplitude of the breakdown voltage, where rho n represent the resistivity, mu n represent the electron movability, epsilon s represent the permittivity of the semiconductor material, E maximum represent the maximum breakdown of the electric field, E maximum B represent the maximum breakdown of the electric field. So this is all about the avalanche multiplication factor M. Now comes to the avalanche breakdown voltage is a function of the impurity. Avalanche breakdown voltage is a function of the impurity at a P plus N junction for several semiconductors like germanium, silicon, gallium arsenide, gallium phosphorus. We can see here in this figure, breakdown voltage is shown at the y-axis and the impurity density in per centimeter cube at the x-axis. Here we see for the germanium, in case of germanium, when the doping impurity density is 10 raised to the power 14 per centimeter cube, this breakdown voltage is much high, 1000 volts. When this doping is increases at the P plus N junction, this breakdown voltage decreases, and when we reach up to impurity density 10 raised to the power 18 per centimeter cube, this breakdown voltage decreases and reach up to 12 volt. So this is all about the avalanche breakdown voltage is a function of the impurity density, and in same manner we can see here for the silicon, gallium arsenide and gallium phosphorus. So this is all about the Reed diode's structure, Reed diode's doping profile, and the electric field distribution, how a Reed diode behaves as an oscillator, avalanche multiplication process, and the avalanche breakdown voltage as a function of impurity density. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the different currents. There are the two types of the current in the Reed diode. Carrier current, we denote it by I naught T, and external current, we denote it with I E T. So in next lecture we will study about the carrier currents and current profiles and how this Reed diode behaves as a negative resistance device and the output power and quality factor Q of a Reed diode. Thanks.